Namaste, dear listeners, and welcome to the AIWA channel Astro Inudabi, Oneness in Astrology and Spirituality, bringing in awareness by Abhi. Now, I thank you for your support. I thank you for your lovely comments. Yes, I do see them. I may not respond to them because I'm engaged with so many different people and so much of activities. But I try my best to make sure that I respond to everybody eventually. But I would like to take this time to say thank you and give a bit of a shout out to the people that are so consistent in listening to my podcast and sharing it. I do take cognizance of this and I want to say thank you and I appreciate it very, very much. So I'm going to go straight into it. The topic for the day. I won't say that this wouldn't come out again, even though I've spoken about this many times, even though I have done lives and I've spoken about it. And the question is, Afi, please can you explain to me what karmic evolutionary process is? You speak about karmic evolutionary process all the time in almost all your sessions. And if you can elaborate on it, it would be good. So thank you very much for this question. I haven't received this question from anybody else, but I do know that I will get this question again. Hence the reason for me creating this podcast so that I will refer anybody in the future who's requesting such explanation to go back into or go into my Spotify profile and have a listen. So guys, karmic evolutionary process is not a physical thing. So I'm not referring to the physical part of your body that you need to evolve as a physical being, and develop some muscle or um, maybe grow some hair if you don't have. No, that kind of a thing. No, this is not the physical. This is purely the spirit, the mental body and the spiritual body. There's different bodies. The physical body, mental body, the etheric body. I'm referring to the spiritual body, the mental body. Spiritual body is your spirit. in order to evolve spiritually as spirit, the mental body has to function in cognizance. The mental body has to be healthy. If the mind is not healthy, then there's no such a thing as karmic evolutionary process. Karmic evolutionary process means that whatever it is that you have went through in your life, these experiences, nobody can take it away from you. And you got to look at these experiences and use it to help you to overcome life challenges later on. Once you do that, you have karmically evolved from that. Karma means action, not good or bad. It just means action. So you are evolving through actions of your own. Karmic evolutionary process means you are evolving. You have learned what was needed to learn to not land you in the same experience again. For example, if you let's just say you went to school and you never study and you failed. That 1 year you failed. You have learned if you don't study, you will fail. So you have studied and you passed the following year. Simple as that. So you've karmically evolved from that what? You've evolved from not studying to study. It's a lousy example, but it makes sense. As long as it makes sense to you, that's my goal is achieved. So a lot of times, and I'm gonna discuss how this implements relationships, or how it impacts relationships. When there is no karmic evolutionary process in relationships, how and when the ego takes effect, or when the ego is at play, how relationships are, let alone how they are traumatically bonded, but how they are doomed for disaster later on. Karmic evolutionary process is your only purpose in this life. It is to learn from your experiences and create better experiences, because fundamentally life is just an experience. That's all it is. Everything else is not owned by you. Not your car, not your house, not your husband, your wife. If you think you own them, life will remind you in time that even your children after 21 years of age, you don't own them. Actually, after 18. Life has a very clever way. How nature is functioning, has a very clever way of reminding you that nothing is owned by you. Besides your own experience, nothing else is owned by you. So if you know that your experience is the only thing that you own, why not create better experiences? And the only way you will create better experiences is by karmically evolving. Learn from the things that you have done, which brought you a lousy experience, and then evolve so that the next time you are creating a better experience in the same situation through the use of your karmic memory. So, dear listeners, it's not a difficult thing to understand, and neither it's a difficult thing to implement. It becomes difficult when the ego is at play. And I'm going to do a separate session on how this impacts the relationships, because it's vital that you understand that I'm not only referring to relationships in your intimate relationships. I'm talking about relationships with everybody. Relationships with your dogs, your cats, your husband, your wives, your co-workers, your neighbors, the people that you gym with, the people that you meet at the supermarket. It's your everyday, day-to-day relationships and encounters. When the ego is at play and there's no karmic evolutionary process happening, then you're going to have these repetitions happening in your life, and you're bound to have the same experiences. And the worst thing you can say is that God is not helping you, because the God is the intelligence behind everything. So if you are not using the intelligence to, which is the God, to karmically evolve, you are not helping yourself. You are not helping your higher self. You are feeding your lower self. Thank you very much, dear listeners. Jai Shri Ram. Namaste to you. Take care.